So, weiter geht's mit Genshin und wie man sehen kann, ist jetzt alle Kinotime. Wuhu. Ich bin eigentlich nur scharf auf die Materials vom Boss. Ich weiß, ich hätte den Boss auch so schon fighten können, aber ja, man kann es auch richtig machen. Erstmal die Quest, also so oldschool-mäßig erstmal die Quest machen und dann den Boss fighten. Ach, immer diese ganzen neuen Spieler, die quasi jetzt so bevorzugt werden, also was bevorzugt, verhätschelt. Ihr müsst die Quest nicht machen, ihr könnt direkt zum Boss. Damit ihr auch ja die Materials holen könnt und auch ja Geld ausgebt, um den Char zu bekommen. Weil, ja, keine Ahnung, viel Geld wollen. Nee, ich meine, ist schon eine gute Sache, dass man die jetzt so herausfordern kann, aber ist halt irgendwie, keine Ahnung, ein kleiner Immersion Breaker. Naja, egal, gut. So, Ignis Purgatorius, Chapter Act 1. When the half flame goes out, Ignis Purgatorius, Chapter Act 1. Get Quest. Enable Focused Experience Mode. Enable Focused Members to avoid conflicts with other quests occupying locations or characters. Enable Focused Experience Mode quest when the half flame goes out. Enable Focused Experience Mode better experience this quest by avoiding conflicts with other quests occupying locations or characters. Ja, bitte. Enable. Entering Focused Experience Mode.
It's been a while since we visited Poisson. Maybe we should head over and have a look around.
Okay, auf die Idee hätte ich kommen können, dass die Quest in Poison ist. Poison. Weil sie hat ja da geholfen, das Ganze irgendwie dann wieder aufzubauen, so ein bisschen. Und wir haben sie zuletzt da getroffen. Gut. Ja, auf die Idee hätte ich kommen können. Ich dachte, es fängt irgendwo in Fontaine Court an. Aber gut, was soll's. Ja, ich habe die Remuria-Questline durch, sonst würde ich jetzt nicht hier dran sitzen. Oh.
Hey, Traveler, Paimon.
Das ist sehr interessant. Okay. Ja, ich sollte vielleicht mal Auto-Talking jetzt aktivieren wieder. Und ich schnappe mal mein Gebäck, also meine Knickknacks. Denn das Ganze ist ja hoffentlich jetzt sehr viel storylastiger Text, den ich nicht lesen muss und nur zuhören muss. Ich hoffe es zumindest.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
Over here.
Ja. Lenny, it's been too long. Naja, letztes Wochenende. In die Netzquest.
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it! You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Well...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know... On second thought, maybe we don't need to know? It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Well, we are a little curious. We still have our reservations about your organization.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Some sort of ghost story, maybe? I feel like I'm getting chills already.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
I couldn't but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, it feels like I can finally breathe again. She also she also suggested that we stick around for a few days, but why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. If we're your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Ignis Portorius, Chapter 1, When the Half Flame, bla bla. Childhood doesn't exist. Be a house guest. Aha. Weiß ja nicht. Naja. Den Mund voller Nicknacks. Das ist absolut nicht gut gerade, aber egal.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered, otherwise people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Verdammt, wohin? Da oben oder wo? Und Highspeed.
Linny, you're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Paimon didn't realize we were this famous. Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands. I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel Tabor in just 3 days. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all!
Mine's also a bit of a stretch.
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right? Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both. Huh?
What the hell?
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics. But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them? Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
Dangerous suggestions keep on coming.
Right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
Absolutely. We definitely feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Bye! Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Okay, also nimmt alle Kino einfach nur verkorkste Kinder und Menschen auf. Okay. Gut. Verstehe ich. Auch die brauchen wir zu Hause. Mhm. Oh Gott, der Junge ist aber immer brutal. Einfach alle seine Tiere erwürgt. Hauptsache.
Filio, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Ah, allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
Let's just spend some time talking about popular
After this
culture.
mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
I heard that.
Oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
We should observe for now. It's better not to pry.
You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
Ich finde, dass es einfach vorausläuft. Achso, kann ich eigentlich jetzt nochmal... Ne, jetzt sind sie weg, schade. Ich hätte noch mal mit denen reden können, eventuell. So wie mit den beiden jetzt.
Looks like there's more trouble in store next month, too. When will it end?
Hey, just focus on the positives. At least our time in Poisson has been pretty relaxing. Don't you think?
Mhm. Na gut, egal.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
They've certainly got a lot of personality.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Fremine? What are you doing here?
Well,
Fremine! Nice to see you again!
Oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water, and some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know? And...
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just follow me.
Okay. Child who doesn't exist, figure out what Femini is hiding. Mhm. Miau. Das ging besser als gedacht. Ich muss unten irgendwo hin. What? Mhm. Oh mein Gott. Ist das... Ja, gut. Ich glaube, das ist sie. Es gab ein kurzes UFO-Table-Animationsvideo vor einer Woche oder so. Und ich glaube, da kam sie drinne vor. Und das könnte interessant werden. Ich weiß jetzt gar nicht, ob ich jetzt das Video nochmal gucken sollte. Samt Aufnahme. Oder ob ich... Na, wie heißt das? Das im Nachhinein mache. Ich glaube, es würde jetzt wahrscheinlich schon zu viel spoilern. In gewisser Weise. Also ich würde sagen, wir machen erstmal die Quest und vielleicht gucken wir das Video danach nochmal an. Für so einen Aha-Moment vielleicht nochmal.
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you. You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
About half a month now.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
Those two sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off. No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
What do you mean?
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
I'm sorry, Linny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I for one wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them.
Uff.
Oh, it's raining. I should
Ah,
put
das
my
sieht gut
clothes
aus.
away.
What the? Okay, sie ist gespawnt. Was? Und auf einmal taucht sie da auf und läuft rum. Okay.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or... Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
Wow, wir haben nicht mal gegessen. But sometimes having guests around can come in handy.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Exactly. I think it will be better if we stick around.
I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
And?
And nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
War das Chongyun oder war das Hu Tao? Einer von beiden auf jeden Fall.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Nice.
Whoa!
Lynette!
Oh, ich muss was sagen. You scared me.
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out, you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in. If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Ask about Clary's origins.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
Well, she's a spirit. She can't actually eat.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed.
Wait, does that mean the knave... She...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry, she's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine. Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine, it's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
To go outside, where the sun can find me.
That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What did she mean by that? Things can't be this simple. Die Quest ist übrigens extrem lang. 2 Stunden 20 ohne Interruptions quasi. Das heißt, ich werde 3 Stunden an der Quest sitzen. Oh Gott.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up, I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
Oh, should we contact you?
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done. If the worst-case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Be careful.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby.
Das heißt Nerby, nicht nearby.
I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
Gut.
Clairvy, I'd like to take you somewhere. Is that okay with you?
Sure. Where are we going?
Können die anderen beiden auch noch irgendwie im Dorf treffen oder so? Zack. Ganz spontan. Sehe ich sie irgendwo? Da unten ist Fremine. Okay.
Where should I start looking?
Gut, ich denke, wenn ich jetzt noch Dinge suche. Lynette werde ich nicht viel mehr erfahren. Aber gut. Ich hoffe, sie ist irgendwo relativ schnell hier zu finden. Hier schon mal nicht. Da unten irgendwo? Nö. Da auch nicht. Und auf einmal ist Poisson wieder relativ gesehen wie leer gefegt. Keiner ist mehr anwesend. Wo sollte sie überhaupt hin? Sie sollte die Liste suchen. Dann wird sie auch nicht hier im Dorf sein, oder? Gut. Dann nicht. Gut. Zack. Cabbages. Nice. Es werde Licht. Sehe ich hier noch was? Nein. Ich finde es immer noch fraglich, dass Poisson in einer Höhle erbaut worden ist. Vor allem eine Höhle, wo direkt jederzeit Wasser reinlaufen kann, bis zum geht nicht mehr. Ich hätte es verstanden, wenn es hier oben gebaut worden wäre, aber in der Höhle? Ich weiß ja nicht. Produktionshallen vielleicht, aber doch nicht der allgemeinen. Oh, Child. Was macht er denn hier? Interessant.
It's the knave and child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrader's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash talking their colleagues behind their backs?
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Well, we just...
Wanted to learn more about you.
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you!
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
Huh, good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
If the knave leaves right now, she's sure to run into Linny and Clervy. Should I release the bird Linny gave us? No, we should try to get her talking about something else first. Waterhouse of the Half. What does relation mean to you?
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard. Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
The knave betrayed the House of the Half? So does it mean what Clervy said was true? Does the knave really treat her children like test subjects?
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Huh. Based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous. Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontainian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
So much for learning anything else about her betrayal. She probably only revealed it other secret in order to change the subject. It seems like she's trying to avoid talking about her past.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay. I get the picture.
Ich versuche gar nicht vorzulesen.
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going. Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna kill over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh, well, you see,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
we managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Aber ich mache eine ganz schnelle Pause, denn die Katze quengelt rum, dass sie raus möchte. Nicht wahr? Ja, ist ja gut. So, die Katze ist draußen. The Knave.
Oh, you decided to stay a little longer. Let's take in the ocean view together then.
Ja. Okay, reicht. Ich finde es ein bisschen nervig oder ein bisschen blöd jetzt gerade, dass ich halt das Animationsvideo schon gesehen habe, denn ich weiß jetzt schon, ja, wer ist quasi mehr oder weniger. Beziehungsweise das Gesamtbild des Ganzen hier habe ich jetzt schon eher im Kopf, vor Augen, whatever. Ist ein bisschen blöd, weil ich weiß jetzt halt, wer Clairvy ist und so weiter und so fort. Ja. Mal gucken, ich versuche nicht zu spoilern. Wäre echt geil gewesen, wenn da vorher irgendwie ein Spoiler-Tag kam, dass man das erst am besten nach der Quest sich angucken sollte. Aber gut. Whatever. So. Jo. Zack.
Winnie, how did everything go?
Well, Long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
What do you mean?
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
Not sure pushing works on a non-corporeal being.
Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look! Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, Landois, Chambert, Horaire.
Horror. Mhm. Landouis, La Pouillade, Giambel. Mhm. Execution List. Wie ist die da rangekommen?
Oh, yikes. That Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
Ich glaube einfach, dass sie ihn gehen lassen hat. Oder seinen Tod gefaked hat. Irgendwie sowas. Irgendwie. Das wäre zu einfach.
Wait, so that means the knave,
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
Personen etwas hier, Dissens, aber
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filial are a good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud. People like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
Whoa. Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrator have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Looks as if we are plotting something big, but given how little Linny and the others seem to know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much. Okay, lass ich raten. Alle Kino plottet jetzt quasi House of the Half von den Fatui zu trennen. Irgendwie sowas. I should keep a sharp eye out during any future dealings of the Fatui to see what I can learn.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying, and that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filial and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Where's the temporary accommodations? Kann ich da wirklich komplett rein? Nein. The mind rests with all the thoughts on the time to rest.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all. Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Lenny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you? She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
I'm also afraid of her. You can just hide behind me.
Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Lenny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can. Look! Look over there!
Kirby? Clairby? Whatever. What's she doing over there?
Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees!
Doop-di-doop-di-doo. Wo auch immer ich hin muss. Achso, da einfach nur hin. Gut.
Over there!
Seabreeze Rendezvous.
Oh, where is she going? What if someone sees her, we're toast?
Hello, Clairby. Clairby, whatever. Oh no.
The wind knows me.
Ach so, ich merke gerade. Ich könnte mal wieder irgendwas aktivieren.
Look! She stopped! Clairby! Shh! I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is.
Window, there's nothing here.
If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right? Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that? Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool, something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable, including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross. I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. Mother? But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry? There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
I'm not sure either. She's a spirit. It could be anything.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young. But it seems like she's been through a lot. It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
I'd love to see it.
Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been
No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
After some time, Clary seems to come back to her, so she gives a meek smile, klar.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
The night passes.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Before we do that, I have a question.
Oh? What is it?
Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Let's focus on the plan for now.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. Be on your guard, everyone. All right, let's get to it.
Wie viel man sich einfach hier in dieser Story-Quest schon wieder gespoilert, wenn man das Video geguckt hat. So übel. Naja.
Where are we going today?
Let's try somewhere further away this time.
Go to the seaside to look for the knave. Oh, kann ich mal woanders hingehen? Zack. Jo. Oh, das ist eine dumme Idee, glaube ich. Als ob sie jetzt die ganze Nacht hier gestanden hat. Möchte ich bezweifeln. Aber gut. Dupdi-dupdi-du.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Us? Distract you? A good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere? Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
So, you know everything then?
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
What should we do?
War das eine Drohung?
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
We should release the pigeon that Lenny gave us.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
We really don't have any other options. Guess all we can do is take it one step at a time.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Okay, und ab jetzt werden die quasi rausgenommen aus der Gleichung. Ist ja auch ihre Story-Quest und nicht Lynnis. Oder Remnes oder Lynette's.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait. I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Linny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
There's really no other way to solve the issue?
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
It's a deal then. We will hold you to it.
Of course. Oh, and here. I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
Okay. Furina und Nivellette Action. Wobei Furina vielleicht nicht mal. Wahrscheinlich echt nur Nivellette. Follow the knave to complete the negotiations. Aha. Yay, Dragon Boy.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Kind of.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
Aha, Birds in a Cage. Also, ich will den Brief lesen. Liegt er hier?
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense any aspect of her emotional state. Her mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths, and the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away. It's unclear whether this is her natural state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotions. Either scenario, however, suggests she is a very dangerous individual. I do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side. Whatever your reasoning, I would only advise you to take caution.
Ja, ja, definitiv. Doop-di-doop-di-doo. 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 Wo muss ich eigentlich hin? Nur nach draußen erstmal, oder? Offenbar.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
The knave may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be drinking earlier when she said those who pay the rent must pay with lies. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should we stop her? No, there's something else we should figure out first. Okay, gleiche Szene. While we were talking in front of the Pademonia, she mentioned Clary's name. Does it mean she knew where Clary was this entire time? Maybe she even anticipated how Linny and the others were going to act. Na klasse.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
My bad. I also wasn't Nein, er ist voll in mich reingerannt. Bullshit.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper. On the house.
Looks kind of familiar for some reason. Das ist der Typ mit der Narbe. Sag ich ja.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take 3 papers. Here, your payment.
Oh, thank you for your patronage.
May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out. Goodbye!
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
Looks like Paimon is trying to buy us more time. If we head back now, I doubt Lenny and the others have made any progress. What should we
It
do?
appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless.
Moment.
That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Clairvy, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
The condition, let's hear it.
Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay, sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
We accept your condition.
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Into the sunlight, follow the nave to the nameless ruins. Ach, das Ding, okay. Da war ich sogar vor 2 Tagen erst, weil ich nach diesen Fatui-Gegnern gesucht hatte. Die mit Wanderstab quasi. Da ich einen Short gesehen habe, wo die Dinger anscheinend alle Kino nicht angegriffen haben. Und ich will gucken, ob das stimmt, aber irgendwie stimmte das nicht. Kann auch sein, dass es nur die lokale Legende ist, die nicht angreift. Oder es war ein gefaktes Video, keine Ahnung. Ich wollte es testen. Doop-di-doop-di-doo. Gott, ist das weit weg. Ach ja, hier gab es ja auch die Viecher für Risley. Die Scarab-Dinger. Ja. Also es ist so mies, wenn man dieses Video geguckt hat. Es spoilert einfach alles.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Why?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Harry.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
Death.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere, the very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life. From that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the very top.
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
This was your story just as much as Clairvy's.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
The Clairvy met, so who is she exactly?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy is a very special case. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape, and it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Here they are, Father.
Ah, you gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me. Lenny!
Clairvy.
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time. But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house, and for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We accept our punishment.
Chapleau, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been. So please, Father, please reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lenny. Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that? If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Is executing them really what she wants?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Then she never actually answered my question. But it makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knave will lose on purpose. Also,
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
I'd like to see for myself what the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers can do.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's okay. Warum muss jetzt der scheiß Götter hinten jaulen?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Weekly Boss Time? Ich guck nicht mal so lange.
Gather!
By royal...
One with nature.
Overruled!
And voila!
Now that's more like it.
Solidify! I will have order!
Shadow Raven, let night fall!
The wind knows me.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
Hang in there!
Have a taste of courage.
I summon thee!
How amazing.
Look out! Stabilize.
With these rising flames. Is it my turn now?
Solidify!
Reveal that...
Now's our chance!
Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
Mhm. Send of the World, Flames. Ich konnte es nicht tatsächlich lesen. Okay.
My blade is all.
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out! Dorn might not. Now's our chance.
Over here. Let's see how strong you are. This shall
Fuck.
be my fate.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know.
Now! I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon. I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me. I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Brother, are you all right?
Lenny.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
So, that means the young man that I thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers outside the Palais Memonia. He must have been the same horror we saw on the list of executions. He wasn't killed at all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
Oh, my understanding of the knave is right. She really thinks of Zed as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of the Hearth isn't dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. Even so, it's much better than actually ending their lives.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Fultz, Elwar, take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Father!
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
If it's really as Clairvy's younger self, then why I would say that she's probably had enough lies.
Oh. Okay then. Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really?
Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight!
Talk about the land of an emo nation of freedom.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard. Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
Talk about the land of Geo, nation of contracts.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
Talk about the land of Electro, nation of eternity.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that? Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
Talk about the land of Dendro, nation of wisdom.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
You tell Clary all about the various nations you visit, blah 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 blah. Achso, darf ich. Nee, darf ich
The
nicht.
situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles. Oh no, that must have been hard for all of you. What happened next? Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly, all thanks to Detective Paimon, of course. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me. Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Clary is listening really intently to Paimon's story about our time in Fontaine. She seems really happy, like all the troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's ever been able to truly relax, but I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
As time passes, she'll probably forget everything we've told her and go back to being that scared little girl who could only hide in the shadows. I was so busy thinking I almost didn't notice. The sun has risen.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallare. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filio and the others have left the house.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe Tété. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson. Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Okay. Ja. Wir sind noch zu schwach. Eigentlich ist es echt irgendwie traurig. Sag mal, war es nicht geskriptet, dass sobald einer meiner Charaktere drauf geht, dass dann das Ding zu Ende ist? Wahrscheinlich. Naja, gut. War ja ganz nett bis hierhin. Ich überlege gerade. Gucken wir uns jetzt das Video an oder nicht? Gute Frage. Nächste. Project Stusa. Stusa, whatever. Das Ding halt. Ist das dann ein Plot, der erst ins Nesnaya in 2 Jahren losgeht? Oder ist das ein Plot, der in Natlan dann vonstatten geht? Und interessant. Sie scheint anscheinend für die weitere Story noch relativ wichtig zu sein. Im Verhältnis. Aber interessant, das ist auch, ja, sehr oft interessant gerade. Aber es gibt halt 2 bei den Fatui, die volle Kanne mit Feuer zu tun haben. Zum einen halt Signora und jetzt sie. Naja gut, ich würde sagen, ich suche mal ganz kurz das Video raus. Also ich öffne mal den Browser überhaupt erstmal. YouTube. Wie heißt das Ding? Ojo. Was? Keine Ahnung. Gut. Man findet es so. Videos. F11, Vollbild. Wobei, muss ich gar nicht gehen. Weiß drauf. So, Monitor Capture. Was ist das? Irgendein Musikvideo? Mini-Album. Fähigkeitenvorschau. Gott, das ist lange her schon. 7 Minuten geht das. So, Vollbild. Ich weiß nicht, wie laut das jetzt gleich wird. Mal gucken. Ich kenn's halt schon, aber ich gucke es jetzt trotzdem nochmal an. Um vielleicht manche Sachen besser zu verstehen. Habe ich Untertitel aktiviert? Ja, habe ich. Und eventuell sollte ich den In-Game-Soundtrack so lange mal eben ausschalten. So.
You were born into this world all alone. But here in the house of the hearth, you will grow up to be strong. Your goal is to learn, to compete, to defeat all your brothers and sisters in battle, and become king. Where's Perware? Didn't she want to hear the story?
Excuse me, Mother. She's doing a funeral for her spider.
That child. Maybe her curse is flaring up again. Clairvy, see to her.
Oh, okay. I want cake. You want some?
Sure. You must know spiders don't eat cake.
Oh, yeah, I know.
The birds soar from their cage. Sunbeams filter through the foliage.
Uff. So traurig, die ganze Story. Naja.
And I hope you won't be tainted by fate. Nothing to fear, so go alone.
Do mothers usually argue with their daughters?
I heard that in Snezhnaya, colored light dances in the sky at night. When we're grown up, shall we go see it together? You will be a great king.
Ja. A dull blade. Nice.
I should have pruned this flower long ago. Not waited till it wilts. How grotesque. Wouldn't you agree? Innocence and kindness are such beautiful qualities. Sadly, they're all so useless! Fly the nest. You are no exception.
Plantate Kuyo. Interessant.
Surrender. Let your mother guide you, and you shall become the one true king!
Als ob die irgendwas bringen. Die Handschellen. Oh, die Nordlichter. Die Aurora.
Her Majesty the Tsaritsa has decreed as follows. I hereby pardon your crimes and bestow upon you a new name. This title and its legacy of bloodshed are now yours to bear. My poor, mad, cursed knave.
Oh, ist das Fremine?
Come with me. I will raise you as my child, like a strict and unfeeling father.
Jo, gut. Ist nochmal ganz nett zum für ein besseres Verständnis von der Quest. Im Background. Jetzt durch die Quest gibt das Video auch ein bisschen mehr Sinn. Ich meine, ja, man merkt jetzt, wenn man das Video geguckt hat vor der Quest, dann wird man halt saumäßig viel gespoilert teilweise, aber naja. Was soll's. So, Time. 1 Tag, 2 Tag und mal 6 Uhr morgens. So, ich bin gespannt, was mit ihr noch wird. Weil dieser Crimson Moon, das könnte interessant werden. Höchst interessant. Aber klar, Seniora konnten wir einfach so platt machen, mehr oder weniger. Aber sie können wir nicht mal irgendwie ansatzweise antasten. Ich fand ihre Hyperstrahl-Dinger oder Laserstrahlen im Fight ganz interessant. Ich habe kein Stück eigentlich auf ihre Animations achten können, weil ich drauf gehabt habe, einfach selber anzugreifen. Aber gut, vielleicht soll ich beim Weekly Boss, also gut, ich werde ihn machen gleich noch einmal dann, aber vielleicht mache ich danach nochmal eine Runde gegen eine schwache Version, wo ich einfach nur die Angriffe angucke. Mal gucken. Ich glaube auch Pyro gegen sie zu nutzen war vielleicht nicht allzu gut. Aber gut, ich wurde ja einfach reingeworfen wieder. Naja.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
Wo soll das Hotel sein? Ah, will ich gerade sagen, das ist Hotel de Bois. Das ist ein Hotel, wo die ganze Zeit drinnen wohnen? Ich dachte, das wäre deren eigene Wohnung. Aha. Okay. Das hat sehr weit gereicht. Okay. Dupdi-dupdi-du. Ich würde lieber mit ihr noch weiterreden. Story haben und so.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
Hat der Traveler eigentlich gerade in dieser einen Quest wieder mehr Sätze und Wörter von sich gegeben als in der ganzen Archon-Quest selber? Gefühlt ja.
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
There's no need to worry. I'm right as rain.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over. Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone? Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
We bid her farewell under a blanket of sunlight. Her wish has been fulfilled.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crucibina before.
Was?
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
Dann war das doch nicht Fremine, den wir gesehen haben, der einen Szene jetzt im Anime. Okay.
Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crucibina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about it. She saved you in the end.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Du schon mal gar nicht, Paimon. Just about as bad as guests and we'll call it even.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
Natürlich muss es jetzt enden. Ich habe mich gerade die Brille geputzt. Auf jeden Fall End of Story Quest quasi. Das, was da halt stand. Gut. Ja, irgendwie okay. Der Climax war jetzt so ein bisschen, naja. Die Quest hat also nicht wirklich irgendwie... Es gab ein bisschen Input für die Vergangenheit und House of Half, aber ansonsten storyrelevant war jetzt hier nicht wirklich was aus, dass man von dem Projekt Stusa gehört hat. Was wahrscheinlich auf Natlan dann abzielt, gehe ich mal von aus. Und ich gehe davon aus, dass sich das House of Half von den Fatui trennen wird. Und wahrscheinlich geht dabei dann sie drauf, also alle Kino. Oder wird neu geboren als, keine Ahnung, schwächere Version von sich selbst. Irgendwie sowas. Ich meine, Natlan soll ja auch irgendwie mit Resurrection an sich zu tun haben. Soweit ich weiß. Gut, dann... Scattered ruins. This continent was once a wonder to behold, but now lies desolate. The previous battle has been buried like the dying light, but the next duel shall come as long as the family endures. Gut, Teleport.
You wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Das ist interessant. Als, na, wie heißt es? Eingangsdomäne mal. Scattered ruins. Memories parting of light. Stell dich über was anderes? Nee. Destiny leaves no room for excuses. All choices must undergo the trial of sharpened blades. Naive mistakes, ill-defined betrayals, the courage to bring about better ends. All these must have a test of strength. The rude awakening you received by facing the crimson moon lingers in you still. Relive this battle in your memories and you may yet learn something new. Aha. Gut. Ich glaube, auf mich wurde ein Bond of Life gelegt, weswegen grundsätzlich alle Kino gar nicht mehr so schlecht ist. Ich gehe mal kurz im Wiki gucken, ob sie irgendwie Pyro Resistance hat. Alle Kino Weekly Boss. Wiki. The Knave. Rules. Bronze main contains blah players complete Leyline. Leyline Disorder. Okay, steht das hier irgendwo? Keine Ahnung. Auf jeden Fall, ich lese einfach mal vor, dann weiß ich auch, was abgeht. Archive. Full Art. The Knave will apply bonds of life to characters. After clearing a bond of life, characters in your party will unleash a Scarlet Night Tide Next time one of their charge attacks hit a Knave. This attack can interrupt some of the Knave's attacks. Gut, das heißt, wenn man mit ihr selber kämpft, dann bringt das zwar mir mehr Damage, aber ich krieg sie nicht interrupted, okay. Including Blood-Tide Banquet. Some of the Knave's attacks will consume her own HP. When these attacks hit a character, they will restore her own HP and apply a bond of life to the character. If the character hit already has a bond of life, the damage dealt by the attack will be increased yet more. Okay. Ist hart. Ja, okay, gut. Das ignorieren wir. Okay, gut. Kein Pyro-Char nehmen. Sie hat nämlich eine 70er Pyro-Res. So wie angenommen. Alle anderen sind aber komplett irrelevant. Das heißt, ich kann nehmen, wen ich will. Hauptsache nicht Pyro. Gut. Ja gut, welches Team nehme ich denn da jetzt? Nein, nicht das Rennteam. Sollte ein Team sein, was gut Damage macht und was Bond of Life loswerden kann. Also ein Healer sollte schon dabei sein. Das macht keinen Sinn. Das Team wäre bestimmt okay. Das Team auch, in gewisser Weise, ja. Das sollte auch eigentlich funktionieren. Ich will halt nicht Burst-Dependent sein eigentlich. Habe ich irgendwo ein halbwegs sinnvolles Nivellette-Team? Nö.
Thank you
So.
for permitting, no, inviting me to join you.
The threads
Fische.
of your fate lie in my hands.
Er heilt sich eigentlich selber, würde ich behaupten, oder? Der Schild ist okay. Ja, ein Healer ist halt nur, ja, nur mehr oder weniger nötig. Er heilt sich halt auch selber. Wer hat sonst noch guten Off-Field Damage? Dupdi-dupdi-du. Irgendwie nicht wirklich. Keiner, oder? First Independent. Ja gut, Nahida. Na komm, was soll's. Dann machen wir
I've been
so.
waiting for you for ages.
Das wird sonst in die Hose gehen. Special jetzt.
Behold, die Prinzessin der Verurteilung.
Ja. Einfach mal damit versuchen. Die Arena sieht interessant aus. The Knave. Ah ja gut, und hier steht der ganze Text, den ich gerade gelesen habe. Okay. Warte. Hat sie das Ganze vorne runterstürzen lassen? Weil war ich nicht sonst irgendwie weiter oben? Das hier ist doch eigentlich eher die Höhe. Unten. Schon. Und die Arena ist auch deutlich größer als vorher. Okay, gut. Ist es aber das Geld.
Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be
Share
afraid?
my knowledge.
By royal de-
Is it my
Let
turn?
the mighty be humbled.
Das war glaube ich dumm. Egal. Ah, da ist sie.
Now that's
Dupdi-dupdi-dupdi-du.
Gather.
Ja, irgendwie nicht ganz so geil. Glaube ich.
Destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
Ja, ja, irgendwie ist es glaube ich nicht allzu gut, das Team.
Settle down.
Trapped like a bunch of helpless animals.
Ja, das Team ist blöd. Aber es ist ein schöner, richtiger PvP-Fight einfach mal. Ohne irgendwelche Mechanics. Also eigentlich wie gegen Dingens. Wie gegen Raiden Shogun und so weiter. Wobei, ja gut, da gibt's. Ja gut, nee, ist auch ein reiner Fight eigentlich. So, das Team ist also bescheuert dagegen. Nehme ich einfach das Kicking-Team. Und Sino, ja gut, Sino und Kicking. Grundsätzlich kann man die gleich spielen. Sino sollte halt ein bisschen mehr Damage machen, grundsätzlich. Weil mehr EM und so weiter. Aber, ja. So, jetzt muss ich kurz überlegen. War auch blöd eigentlich. Habe ich irgendein Kack-Team, was geschützt ist und trotzdem healt? Nebenbei. Ich nutze einfach mal das Team. Was soll's? Dann bin ich halt auf den Burst angewiesen. Wäre geil gewesen, wenn die Skills vorher schon abwehren. Fuck. So.
Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be afraid?
Let the world collide!
Good charge! With these rising flames!
As a dutiful maid would.
Mhm. Ja, sieht schon besser aus. Irgendwie.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
Ja.
I can patch myself.
Oh shit.
Witness my great undertaking.
Closer now.
Or what?
Oh shit.
Let my name echo in song.
Coming to be.
Steady as stone, as a good knight should.
Okay, healen. Was soll's denn healen? Ah, Phasenwechsel, okay. Mhm. Sind auf Two Worlds, okay. Warum aus zwei Welten?
My blade is all that remains.
Coming to be. Feel this ancient power.
Zack.
Advance.
Let the world collide.
Live.
Wow, ja.
Rally.
Strike at them. Leave it all to me. Time to
So.
clean up.
Und Spin to Win.
Sundown is only the beginning.
Okay. Es ist trotzdem einfach. Ja, es ist trotzdem einfach nur drauf los, Spam. Gut. Man muss sich trotzdem nicht ganz drauf einlassen. Man kann auch einfach spammen und man kommt trotzdem gut durch. Gut. Und das Team ist ganz gut. Ich sollte aber mit vollem Burst-Ding reingehen. Ja. Den roten Mond, ganz nett. So wie die jetzt die Arena hier aussieht, so soll wahrscheinlich allgemein die Arena hier aussehen. Was sind das für rote Dinger außenrum? Geil, Barrieren. Die halten mich nicht auf. Ich gucke mir die Gegend an. Irgendwie stimmt das nicht ganz, oder? Also die Brücke da, okay, kann ich noch mit leben. Aber was sind das da für Dinger mitten in der Luft? Sieht irgendwie falsch aus. Ja, sieht ganz nett aus trotzdem. Ach so, halt, nee, warte mal. Ach so, nee, das kommt doch hin. Das ist das Institut an der Stelle. In die Richtung. Da in die Richtung ist Fontaine. Ah. Hier sind auch wieder die komischen Bienen. Aus Remuria. Oder Seepferdchen, ich habe keine Ahnung. Ich glaube, es müssen die aus Remuria sind. Sehen ähnlich aus. Nee, danke, ich möchte bitte touchen und so. Ich habe nicht das bekommen, was ich haben wollte. ER auf dem Set lohnt sich nicht. Und die Subsets sind eh kacke. Achso, nee, okay, hier ist doch ein See neben. Und da ist auch die Dingens. Ich dachte, wir wären eben tiefer schon mit dem See, aber gut, nee. Das passt. Ich glaube, so viel größer ist die Arena doch nicht. Minimal gescaled. Ah ja, doch, und da sind die Sachen. Die Wasserdinger sind auch einmal weg. Okay, da ist die Brücke. Okay, gut, passt doch alles weitestgehend. Gut. Irgendwo hier war doch aber auch noch da. Da war die lokale Legende. Zack.
Steady as stone.
Zack. Gegen die beiden habe ich es versucht und die beiden haben gekämpft. Vielleicht ignoriert sie mich ja. Wenn ich gleich nochmal mit Kino hingehe. Ich würde gerne die Bursts abhaben. Wenn es geht. Ja, ja. So. Gut, wer will ich hier gar nicht. Zack. Gut. Aber schön, jetzt kann man sich auch hier in die Richtung porten. Das heißt, wenn der Berg irgendwann mal da ist, dann hat man auch einen guten Punkt, um sich hier zu verziehen. Bewegen. Zu begeben, whatever. Gut, die Quest war 2,5 Stunden ungefähr. Ich bin jetzt trotzdem gleich bei 3 Stunden, so wie ich es angedeutet habe. Was aber okay ist. So. Das Team. Für die Domäne später. Und jetzt bin ich gespannt. Ignoriert sie mich? Okay, nein, tut sie nicht. Oder? Nein, sie ignoriert mich nicht. Gut. Schade. Wäre cool gewesen, wenn es geklappt hätte. Gut. Egal, so 17:41. Ich habe quasi den ganzen Content des Spiels jetzt durch. Also des Updates. Also den wichtigen Content. Ich habe Primoria durch. Bleibt eigentlich nur noch 3 Sekunden hier jetzt in Sumero. Und dann passt's. Dann habe ich alles. Abgesehen von den Events. So, ist hier irgendwas eigentlich? Dispatch Character. 1,5 Stunden noch, okay. So. Ich wollte sagen, warum habe ich nur 41, aber ich habe jetzt gerade einen Boss gemacht. Ja gut. Das ergibt Sinn. So, ich brauche die Candles, oder? Ja. Dupdi-dupdi-du. Talents. So, der Burst. Skill Damage ist gerade egal, lohnt sich eh selten. Und Healing ist halt auch, ja. So, da. Skill Damage 518,6, okay. Ja, ist glaube ich erstmal egal, den zu leveln. Das glaube ich auch. Spike Damage 20,8. Cleave Damage 20,8. Ja, nee, das lohnt sich nicht. Also eigentlich lohnt es sich erstmal nur die Normal Attacks hoch zu pushen. Ja, das ist glaube ich irrelevant erstmal. Diese 252 High Plunge. Werden die 90 von Mask of Red Death einfach draufgerechnet? Oder wie errechnet sich das? Wäre interessant zu wissen. So, nächste Woche kann ich dann, also morgen kann ich dann auf Level 9 anheben. Und darauf die Woche auf Level 10. Mal gucken, ob die anderen beiden überhaupt noch weiter level als 6. Vielleicht noch, ja, vielleicht noch 7 und 8. Ich habe die Bücher halt dafür gefarmt. Außer irgendwer anderes kann die Bücher noch nutzen, aber naja. Sehen wir dann. So. Ich würde gerne Plunge-Team testen, einfach nur das Prinzip, aber ja. Ist jetzt nicht so geil mit dem Set halt. Jetzt auffüllen gehen. Zack. Ja. So. Das Blöde ist halt gerade, ich würde halt ganz gerne im Abyss testen gehen, aber sie ist halt schon eher Single-Target orientiert, behaupte ich mal. Zumindest wenn man Yelan und Xingqiu bedenkt oder Fischl und Beidou. Wobei Beidou halt Multi-Dinges ist, aber egal. Alternativ wäre auch Xingqiu Fischl eine Option. Xingqiu Fischl könnte man machen. Natürlich ist höchste Potenzial natürlich Bennett, aber Bennett will ich halt nicht nutzen unbedingt, weil ja, wenn es nicht Snapshot ist, dann habe ich keinen Bock drauf. Ich habe keinen Bock auf Circle Impact. Wohnstadt. Weil ich jetzt auch nicht großartig andere Ergebnisse haben als vor ein paar Tagen, wo ich es getestet habe. War ich mit Level 90 schon drin? Weiß ich gerade gar nicht. So. Gut. Muss sie favorisieren. Glaube ich. Kann das sein? Nee, sie ist einfach da rechts. Gut. So, was wäre jetzt ein aktuelles Team, was ich nehmen könnte, ohne Bedenken? Fischl, Xingqiu, Zhongli. Weil VV-Setup ist halt eine Sache, Und das wäre jetzt Overvape quasi. Plus den Schild für die Interruption Resistance. So, keine Ahnung, packe ich die noch dazu. Das war jetzt Multi-Wave-Content hier, aber was soll's. Okay, Character Dash.
Laid bare.
Solidify!
Let me weave you a verse. Huh?
As you wish, main.
Transfixed.
Oz, repeat.
Gather!
Witness the power of Gugwa.
Zumindest scheine
Know my
ich keine
soul.
Probleme zu haben mit ER jetzt.
No rest for the.
Overruled.
Solidify!
Ja gut, wenn ich Gegner nicht rechtzeitig down bekomme und dadurch Kritiker nicht bekomme, habe ich ein Problem.
Let me weave you a
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Hier habe ich vielleicht Probleme. Lass mal einen loswerden.
Rain outlines your fate.
Ja, Xingqiu hat ein Problem, wenn man nicht so schnell die Gegner down bekommt. Leider. So ein Cheflos-Team wäre vielleicht noch ganz geil. Sie braucht aber viel zu lange für die. Ja.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
Viel zu lange braucht sie.
Overruled.
By royal.
Stabilize!
Body and
Ich meine, sie macht gut Damage, so ist nicht. Aber, ja. Wie lange hat sie jetzt gebraucht? 2 Minuten. 2 Minuten 5. Das ist echt bescheiden. Ja, wie for now. Das ist Single, wobei aber auch die Gegner sind auch nicht wirklich auf sie ausgelegt. Und die sind so weit gespreadet. Schwierig zu entscheiden. Ein Chefros Team wäre vielleicht noch ganz nett. Fischl, Beidou, Chefros und sie. Ja. Alternativ halt Plansch, was aber nicht Sinn und Zweck von ihr ist, aber naja. Gut. Egal. Ist hier noch irgendwas jetzt gerade so spontan? Nö. Hier ist auch nur das Event von heute. Zack. Wir sind Shigeru und Kishi, die streiten eh nur. Okay, Dangerous. Ja gut, okay, muss ich auch nicht machen mehr heute. Hab ich auch hinter mir. Die ist erstmal good to go. Ja, die Alternative wäre halt einfach mit der Waffe und dann gucken, aber naja. Was soll's. Das würde mir jetzt aktuell was bringen für Stats. Etwas weniger Attack, aber es stackt ja noch. Weniger HP, was egal ist. 90er Crit Rate, 160 Crit Damage halt nur noch. Anführungsstrichen nur noch. Aber ansonsten wäre es, glaube ich, okay. Ich lasse es erstmal so. Ja, ich meine, notfalls müsste man echt mal vielleicht überlegen, Zhongli einfach mal Dingens zu geben. Eine Verwonius-Lanze. Wie viel AP würde er... Ja, wie viel hat er jetzt gerade? 52k. Wenn ich ihm jetzt stattdessen dann einfach mal die gebe. Wo ist er denn? 45, okay, 45 sind wir fast schon zu wenig für sein Schild. Also ausreichend, aber an sich zu wenig, als dass ich das machen möchte. Hier sonst noch irgendwo, wo ich was upgraden könnte. Ja gut, ich könnte halt hier gucken nach Melelith. Habe ich es jetzt bestätigt? Nein. Und dann das Set halt mit den meisten HP. Gut. Verhältnis. Etwas weniger Crit Rate. Crit Damage. Ja, grundsätzlich. Eigentlich. Ich gewinne an HP zu. Der Crit Damage ist egal jetzt gerade. Crit Rate eigentlich jetzt auch. Na komm, tausche mit ihr. Ihr bringt die offensiven Sets ein bisschen mehr. So, die einzige, die ich jetzt noch habe, oder? Ja. Und bringt mir, glaube ich, nur 1000 HP oder so. Und hier... Ja gut, hier ist jetzt die... Ja. Hier ist jetzt natürlich das Problem. Uff. Ich habe natürlich Crit Damage und Crit Rate genommen. Daher jetzt ja quasi sowieso... Ich hier eine mit sehr viel HP. Okay. Das sind 9,3%. Also 15%. Das könnte mich auf 48k wahrscheinlich hochbringen. Achso, das sind noch 27 Crit. Ja gut, die will ich nicht wegnehmen. Und die eher auch nicht. Die kann ich nicht nehmen. Sie braucht das eigentlich auch so ein bisschen. ER will er nicht. E 4,1. Sie braucht die ER. Also eine Blume wäre halt geil, wenn ich da noch eine andere hätte. Also warte mal, kann ich nicht einfach? Ah ne, er trägt einen Offset-Helm. Weil ich On-Set keinen HP-Helm habe, oder was? Einen habe ich. Okay, 2 habe ich. 3 habe ich. Ich habe 3. Was habe ich drauf? Attack, Crit Rate. Achso, bringt mir sowieso nichts, wenn ich den... Na gut, ich kann dann halt die Blume wechseln. Das wird's mir bringen. Ja, keine Ahnung, ich lasse erstmal so. Komm. Was soll's. Ich weiß noch nicht, irgendwie ist ihr Damage, zumindest jetzt gegen den Abyss, mit den Gegnern, underwhelming. Wäre dieses Single-Target besser. 5 Normal Dash. Man soll eigentlich eine Animation von dem auf den Boden hauen, also dieser Overhead Slam, den sie macht, glaube ich. Sieht man den gerade jetzt? Moment. Oder? Sieht man den? Irgendwie nicht, man sieht ihn nicht. Also das quasi. Die Alternative wäre... Ansonsten aber den Overhead Slam canceln. Lass das eine halbe Sekunde sein. Oder so, keine Ahnung. Darf ich einen extra Aufwand machen, darauf zu achten? Weiß ja nicht. Also, die reden immer noch über Fontaine. Gut. Die ist natürlich nicht fertig. Noch irgendetwas, woran ich jetzt denken müsste. Überleg gerade. Irgendwas diese Woche. Die Weekly Quests muss ich noch machen. Ja. Habe ich noch nicht vergessen. Weil die mache ich ja eh für mich nur nebenbei noch.
This realm.
Ja, Tabi. Trust Rank. So. Kriegt alles ab. RAM Depot. Ah, yeah, die Furnishings weg habt, desto eher kann ich hier den Kram woanders reinbuttern. So. Gut. Davon habe ich einen. Da habe ich den jetzt auch den letzten. Davon habe ich auch noch ein paar. Moment, dann gehe ich noch nach Fontaine. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie wirklich gut wäre ihre Waffe jetzt wirklich noch im Verhältnis zu Homer. Sie wäre besser. Müsste man nach einem prozentualen Chart suchen, wo die Werte stehen. Weil so viel besser kann jetzt ihre Waffe eigentlich auch nicht sein, oder? Grants amount of life equal to 25% maximum charge hits of 100. Okay, 25%, das heißt 3 Hits mindestens kriegt man nochmal. This can be triggered up to once every 14 seconds. In addition, when the equivalent character has a bond of life, they gain 12% Damage Bonus. Was unnötig ist, weil die hat schon so viel Damage Bonus, das lohnt sich kaum noch. The value of the bond of life is greater than or equal to 30% of a maximum generation 20. Okay. 36 Damage Bonus plus 54 vom Set, 90 plus ihre Passive 130. Sie hat ja 130 Damage Bonus schon nur mit ihrer Signature und ihrem Signature Artifact Set. Braucht sie denn wirklich noch ein Pyro Dingens? Mit ihrer Signature und allem drum und dran? Zweifle ich einfach mal, dass sie dann noch echt das brauchen wird. Wenn sie dann noch, keine Ahnung, als Beispiel, wie heißt der jetzt? Dingens dabei hätte. Na, ich komme gerade nicht drauf. Elan mit dem Damage Buff oder im Worst Case oder Best Case Furina. Bin mir halt unsicher. Was wir eigentlich mit einem... Okay, was wäre eigentlich jetzt, wenn ich jetzt mal ein ganz gewagtes Team nochmal ganz kurz zum Abyss teste? Ganz schnell. Dann geben wir so ins Prinzip, wo ich da stehen würde, so ungefähr, mit dem Team. So. Abandon Challenge. Zack. So. Das wird jetzt extrem weird werden. Okay. So. Ist eine Mono-Hypercarry-Variante, die ich gesehen habe. Mich würde es auch nur mal interessieren. So. Und natürlich das. Keine Ahnung. Nicht. Zack.
Laid bare. I'm going in. Solidify.
And step. Your grand finale.
Ja gut, jetzt komme ich gar nicht erst da durch, aber ja gut. Ich will es irgendwann auch zuerst machen, glaube ich.
Strike is one.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Damage ist schon nicht schlecht, 72k mit dem Team. 35.
Go on.
Mein Gott, natürlich müsste jetzt Zhongli noch Archaic Petra nutzen. Aber ich habe keinen Bock, Archaic Petra zu farmen oder so. Und sein Middle-Set dafür draufgehen zu lassen. Wird dann nochmal HP und keine Ahnung. Wobei es grundsätzlich gar nicht mal so schlecht wäre. Behaupte ich einfach mal. Wilde ist halt dann im Mono-Team, ist immer ganz gut. Da muss halt den Crystallize-Ding erstmal aufsammeln. Und so ein Quark. Ich komme echt nicht auf ein vernünftiges Team. Wobei, allein der Pyro Mage ist halt extrem ein Nachteil, dass man eigentlich einen Hydro dabei haben muss schon zum Testen. Und am schnellsten war bisher immer noch das Plunge-Team. Aber da habe ich irgendwie keine Hydro-Aura drauf bekommen. Warum auch immer. Gut, aber dann würde ich sagen, wir haben es jetzt 18 Uhr. Langsam sollte ich mir Abendessen machen. Und nochmal gucken, ob irgendwer mittlerweile was in Teams geschrieben hat. Ich habe nämlich keine Push-Nachricht bekommen. Mhm. Ja, das habe ich mir gedacht. Okay, ich habe keine Push-Nachricht bekommen. Wow. Gut, ja, egal. Noch irgendwas, was ich sagen könnte, machen könnte. Nee, ich denke mal, um Sumero kümmere ich mich morgen. Und die Oberwelt-Quests, die noch kommen. Und dann sollte ich eigentlich bis Montagabend durch sein damit. Und dann kommen halt nur noch die Events und dann passt das. Dann kann ich ja eigentlich jetzt dann die Tage abends wieder was Neues anfangen. Irgendwie habe ich Bock auf Metroidvania-Action so ein bisschen. Ist, glaube ich, ein Plan. Aber gut. Ich sag jetzt nach 3,5 Stunden gleich ciao und bis dann.